Hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and you may know this about me, but I am a huge fan of a certain brand of business cards. They're called MOO Cards, and I've got a link to take you to their site below this video. But I use MOO Cards. There's my VO Heroes card. I don't know if you can see that. Is that okay? And I've used MOO Cards for probably 10 years, I would think, at this point. Every single business I have, I use MOO cards. They're tiny little cards, and they spark conversation all on themselves because they're smaller than normal. I have some normal sized business cards as well for situations where it would cause more of a puzzled look on somebody's face. But for the most part, the people that I run with, they like it. They think it's great. And MOO is just like me in that they have this habit of publishing tips and tricks and strategies and tactics that help their clients, the people that buy business cards from them and postcards and stickers. I use those too. I'm going to be honest with you. I've spent a lot of money with MOO over the years. They send out these little notes. They create blog posts and so on that help business people do better business. And they created a blog post that was so chock full of golden nuggets. Thank you, Christine Aller, for the phrase golden nuggets, but it was so chock full of golden nuggets that I wanted to share some of them with you over the next few videos. And the first one today, this is for networking for people who hate networking, or networking for people who are shy, or making contacts for people that just don't know how to go about making contacts, right? And today's is about small talk. People will tell you when you go to a networking event or a meetup or a party or a meeting, a committee meeting, or something where you're in the midst of people that you could make contacts with and tell them you're a performer and tell them that you can do voice work. You never quite get to that because you kind of hang back. You don't like it. You're shy, or you just don't know what to do. You don't know what to do with your hands or your words. And one of those things that people often will say to me, that was the very first point they made in this article, was, I hate small talk, right? I don't like talking about the weather. I don't like talking about what people are wearing. I don't like talking about politics. I try to stay away from that as much as possible. I just don't understand why I have to make small talk. Why can't I just come out and start talking with people? And it's reasonable for you to feel that way. When we meet people for the first time, there's always that moment of trepidation. I enjoy that challenge, but there are lots of people I know in my client base and my students and in my peer groups that they just don't like it. They don't do it well. And I love what they said to do about it. First of all, they said, two people meeting each other can be awkward, but walking up and just hanging out and listening to what people say will do two things. Number one, it will give you examples of what they do when they're making small talk, or maybe they're deeply engrossed in a conversation, and they will give you information or knowledge or tips or strategies or tactics that you didn't know before just by listening. But there was a really great tip in what they had to say, and that was go meta with it. And what I mean by going meta, M-E-T-A, is just simply call attention to the problem by saying something along the lines of, gee, I really hate small talk. Just say it. Just say, I really hate small talk, or I'm not great at small talk. Isn't this all very awkward? Because, people have to come up with small talk. Just give it a voice, give it a name, give it words, make it vocal. And then you'd be surprised how many people will say to you, yeah, I know, right? And then that just naturally leads to conversation. Somebody will say, what do you do? And I don't mean what do you do for a living, but I mean, what do you do when you have to make small talk? I basically hang out on the wall, and then you get to be yourself. You get to show the kind of person you are, the character that you are, just by giving it a name. And I think that's one of the things that we forget about networking with people in general. And this is in-person networking, not social networking, although with social networking you can do the same thing. but there's a very good chance that they feel similar to what you do, or if they don't, they want to help. People want to help immediately. I love helping people when they say that to me. I'm like, oh, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's just dispense with the small talk. Tell me about you. So I think it's a really easy thing to do if you can just gather up the gumption to say what it is that's bothering you. And that is, I'm not very good at this small talk stuff. Just say it. I hope that helps. I really do. Any other tips you have when you can't do small talk, when you don't know what you should say or what you should talk about? How about what you shouldn't talk about? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to find out what you have to say about all this. If you'd like to join my list and get notified, we're in the midst of a year-long challenge where I'm doing a new video every day for a year. And we're up to 262. Is that what today's is? 262? Yep. How about that? We're 2/3 of the way there, more. So I'm really excited about this, and I'd love to let you know when I've come out with new videos. Just join the list below, and we'll make sure that you know. I appreciate it. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.